first aim of this drill is to develop long passes off both hands. The pressure cooker aim of this particular session is to use the long pass to pick out the player who's running into space. In the first drill, 3 players move up 3 channels passing right to left. They stop, realign and pass the other way. Progress this simple drill by adding a defender at the top of each of the first 2 channels to apply some pressure on the first 2 ball carriers. The key points to look out for is that the passer should open his hips towards the receiver, he should follow through to the target with his hands, and he should put the ball in front of the receiver because of the greater distances between the passer and the receiver. Okay, with handling width, we're looking for great technique. It doesn't matter if the ball is passed above shoulder height, as long as the hands are there to meet it. So let's look at the technique of the middle player in particular here. Starts with a good pass, his hands out to meet the ball, passes and through to the final player. We're going to talk about him in a moment. Let's see him run through again. Hands out to meet the ball, works his hands through and to the player on the far end. Now this guy here needs to remember there's 2 long passes coming out. He could start a lot later. Good pass by this player here. It's quite flat. He could have started a lot later. Hands towards the ball. Pass through to the receiver. With the defenders, the pass has got to be a bit earlier, because otherwise this middle player here will be put under a lot more pressure. The width of this pass from here to here will mean this defender is taken out and won't be able to get onto this middle player. So passes early, gets the pass away. This player's shown a lot more depth and therefore can run onto the ball. Watch how these players open up the hips towards the intended passer and follow through the pass. So as he turns and he comes back, he opens up his hips so they're facing where he wants to pass the ball, and passes and in front of the intended receiver. Under pressure, opens up the hips, passes the ball away. Drill 2, set up 3 channels with 1 wide channel next to 2 narrow channels. Put 1 attacker in each of those narrow channels and 3 attackers in the wide channel. Put 2 defenders in the wide channel and 1 defender in the middle channel. One of the defenders pressurizes the second ball carrier, and the other 2 aim deliberately at 2 of the 3 other attackers in the wide channel. Start with the ball in the first narrow channel. The ball is passed to the second ball carrier, who then aims to hit the free attacker, the attacker who has not got a defender coming towards him, with his pass so that the attacker can run through to score. In this drill, use touch tackling. Work from both sides so the passing is either left to right or right to left. And if necessary, take out a defender from the middle channel if the players are finding it too difficult. The key points in this drill are for the ball carrier to scan the defence for gaps. Before he passes the ball, make sure he sights the attacker. And finally, he passes firmly to the space where the attacker is going to run. Here, what we can see in the setup is that we've got two players who are going to be quite close together, working through a narrow channel. Pressure on the passer is going to be making the decision. This is going to be the decision-making passer. He's going to be under pressure. He's going to look up, see where the gaps are, and hit the player who's coming through the gaps. The key here is not just the pass, but the angles that the penetrating run is taking. So this guy is going to run through the gap here, and because he sighted him, he can pass the ball away. Here we have one. He looks up. He sees that 11's running through a gap and passes to him, missing out 4 who was coming through on the short pass. Looks up, opens his hips, picks the player coming through the gap.